One thing every young man goes through is a Canon event. Whether it be getting a bad haircut, fumbling a baddie, or getting your girl taken, every man is bound to go through at least one of these scenarios. A Canon event is a significant moment or experience in a person's life that shapes or defines who they are today. So today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about Canon events that every young man has probably went through, and I'm going to talk about my experiences going through each one of them. So if you're new to the channel, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. So the first Canon event that every young man has probably went through is getting a bad haircut. Bro, getting a bad haircut literally feels like hell on earth. Because if you were a confident guy but you got a bad haircut, your self-esteem is lower than Satan's toenail or something, dude. Especially if you're in high school and you got a bad haircut, like you got an open target on your back, bro. Okay, so I'm class of 2023, right? And throughout middle school to like my sophomore year of high school, I was rocking a bald fade. I'm talking just tell the barber just cut everything and it'll grow back whenever it grows back. And let me tell y'all, throughout my middle school to like my sophomore year of high school, I used to be clowned every day for my haircut, bro. Like I was one of those kids that people would just walk up and just make fun of you for no reason at all. And y'all know the girls weren't rocking with me back then. And back in my school before COVID, we had something called the activity bus, and it would take you home if you didn't have a car after practice or something. So say I finished track practice or basketball practice, the activity bus would pick us up and then take us home. Dog, one of my worst fears was getting on that bus, bro, because people were straight clowning me, bro. I'm talking, you know those roast battles back in high school? I was one of those people that if I laughed, they're just gonna get on me. It was that bad, bro. So around my sophomore year, I decided I'm gonna grow out my hair. So throughout my sophomore year, I'm just straight growing an afro, bro. I'm talking like I gotta pick out my hair and stuff. Like my hair was getting pretty long. And now my junior year of high school, I decided I wanna cut my own hair. So I bought me some clippers I got from like maybe Amazon, I don't know. No, I got them from Jewel. Yeah, dog, I took those clippers, went straight to the bathroom. I bought me like a three-way mirror, and with my hair, right? So I had an afro. I want y'all to imagine this. I had an afro, but it wasn't like a big afro. It was just like a little tiny afro. Everything from like the side of my head down, I cut all that off. Like it was horrible, bro. But I thought I looked clean because I didn't know like with your hair, you're supposed to fade it in and stuff. I thought that's just how the hair grew. Like it looked like somebody just put a piece of hair off Temu and just slapped it on the back of my head, bro. And I remind y'all, I'm an athlete. I had a varsity game the same night I cut my hair. To be honest, I wasn't gonna go to the game, but my mom said, you better take your ass to that game. And the girl I was talking to, her name was Meg, right? And during my junior year, I was talking to her. So the fact that I cut all this hair off, and I know it looks bad now because my people were telling me, bro, your hair is f***ed up. So I was like, I don't want her to see me like this. Like, damn the game. I don't want her to see me like this. But I went anyway. So I'm on varsity, right? I'm watching the JV people like play. And you know how during halftime, the varsity people to come out and do like layup lines and stuff like that. I have my do-rag on. And this is when I go to a suburban school, right? So do-rags are not allowed because like gang affiliation or some goofy stuff. So when the administrator told me to take off my do-rag, that's when it started. I take off my do-rag. Everybody sees my hair, bro. And this is before the people that came to watch varsity was here. So this is like the underclassmen, bro. As soon as I take off my do-rag, all you can hear is, ooh, like what the f? Like what happened to his hair? It was bad, bro. It was horrible, bro. So I'm ignoring everybody, but I hear it in my head, bro. So as we finish doing the layup lines, I put back on my do-rag and I tie it up. And the game goes by. Now it's our turn to play. I have to take off my do-rag. So the way with my school is when we have a game, there's the locker room, right? And we do this little layup thing where we throw it off the backboard and the last person lays it in. So I'm the last person that gotta lay it in. So as varsity, like I'm on varsity. So as we're lining up to do the layup like routine when the game starts, all the people are right in there, like in the bleachers right above us, bro. Like they're all there. Meg, the girl I liked back then, is there. All the other seniors and stuff are there. So everybody starts running out. And I'm the last person. Everybody sees my hair, bro. And as they see my hair, they are just like, what the f happened? Even the other team that came to watch the other team was clowning on me, gang. So needless to say, I never cut my hair again after that. But yeah, y'all, when you cut your hair, make sure you like study everything before you do it, or you might end up like me. So for the second Canon event that every guy's probably gonna go through is getting your girl taken. Another one of the most humbling experiences is getting your girl taken. And again, with my experience, this was back in high school. So I'm in this cooking class, right? And there's this girl that I like, and we gonna call her girl A, right? I don't know how I started it off, and I don't know how it happened, but we started talking on Snapchat. And I remind y'all, I had no girls before. Like, I did not pull anything, bro. So girl A, I'm talking to her for a few weeks, right? And girl A has a best friend. Her name is Jenny. And Jenny is the same year as us. And let me tell y'all, Jenny did not fuck with me at all, bro. And I'm talking world-class defender, bro. If she could stop us from talking, she would do everything in her power to stop us from talking. Like, I would sometimes try and go talk to girl A and she would just stand in the way, or she'll be like, she doesn't want to talk to you right now. Like, what did I do to you, bro? And whenever I start talking, I would notice that she would glare like she was annoyed that I was breathing near her. I'm like, my bad, bro. But besides Jenny, me and girl A, we were still trying to talk to each other, right? So one night we're just texting each other, you know, the usual. I like when we was walking past each other in the hallway type, you know what I'm saying? So as we're texting each other, I get added to a group chat on Snapchat. And I still remember it was a Hawaiian themed party or something like that. And a girl named Jasmine invited me to her party. And I remind y'all, I've never been invited to a party before. Like a real legitimate party. So, you know, this is a first for me. I'm too geeked. I'm like, okay, I got invited to the first party. Okay, you know? So I scrolled through the members list to see who's added in there. And guess who's in there? Girl A. So it's around like 8, 9 o'clock, right? People from other schools is there, you know, we just having a good time. So as the kickback's getting jumping, you know, I haven't really talked to girl A that much because I had no experience with girls. Like, I didn't know what to do, but I knew for sure that we had a thing for each other because we quite literally told each other. So the party's going on and I'm asking around, like, where's girl A and such, you know? And then one of the guys told me she's talking to some dude, and I was like, some dude? What you talking about? I'm right here. She should be talking to me. I was like, yeah, bro, she talking to some dude. You better go check it out, right? So I go to look for her, and tell me why, bro. Girl A, the girl that I was supposed to be talking to, was on top of a dude, and they are kissing like a rated R movie scene, bro. Hands on her hips and everything, bro. So as I see this, I'm perplexed and shocked. And then she notices me looking at them, and then she stopped. And then after that, I just sat down, bro. Like, throughout the rest of the party, I was just sitting like this, like, I can't believe that just happened. It was fucked up too, because after girl A was talking to that one dude, she went to another dude. Like, you can't make this up, gang. So after the party, you know, we still had a few days left of school, and we still got those same classes together. So as I'm going into the class, we sit right next to each other. I just try to ignore her as best as I can, but I can't help but notice that she's still staring at me because she's been trying to talk to me like throughout the whole night. I had like 6 missed calls, 20 different texts, you know what I'm saying? So we had gym class together too, right? We were playing some game, and then I was tired, so I sat down. I noticed girl A walked all the way from the other side of the gym to come sit down next to me and talk to me. And I still remember the conversation, I kid you not. And then she said, "Are you mad at me?" And in my head, I said, "You're damn right I'm mad at you. Like, why would I not be mad at you?" But what came out of my mouth was, "Nah, I'm all right, you good." But I felt betrayed, bro, because in all honesty, that wasn't really my girl, you know? Now that I'm thinking back on it, that wasn't really my girl. Like, we didn't officially lock it in yet, but we were talking to the point that we were going to. But after that, you know, that put me on game. But yeah, man, that was a humbling experience for me. And a third Canon event that every guy has more than likely went through was a first date disaster, bro. Now this was after high school. This was when I really started to like change and look different now. So this was around I was 18, so 2 years ago. I'm getting gas at the gas station. I see this girl leaving, right? So in my mind, I'm like, she's leaving. Why would I call for her to come over here and talk to me, right? But the other side of my head was like, you don't know her. Like, what's there to lose? Just say hey. So it's literally, she's getting ready to turn the corner so I won't see her anymore. I was just like, excuse me. As I say that, she's walking, she turns around like this. I tell her, come here. And she was walking with her friend. But to my surprise, she was speed walking over here, you know? Now, I didn't expect to get this far. So I chop it up with her and then I get her number. And then that same week, we had a date scheduled for, Saturday. So as I'm going to pick her up, she asked me beforehand, how old are you? I told her back then I'm 18. Y'all, this girl was 26 years old, bro. At first she wasn't with it, but then she was like, you know what? We can go on a date. So my biggest mistake was I took her to the movie theaters on the first date. And you shouldn't be really doing that on the first date because you can't really get to talk to them and get to know them, right? So I still remember I took her to go see the new Planet of the Apes movie. Actually, what was it called? Hold on. Yeah. Kingdom Planet of the Apes. I took her to see that movie. Now guys, as we sit in the chair, 30 minutes into the movie, I hear snoring, right? I look to my right, this girl is knocked clean out, bro. I'm talking, you could, I think she was drooling too, bro. So she wakes up like when we're an hour and a half in the movie. And dog, tell me why. As I'm watching the movie, she taps me on my shoulder and she says, I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. And I was like, okay, cool, go ahead. You know, I'll be here. I think y'all know where this is going. So she went to the bathroom and I'm looking at the time. I'm like, damn, she been in the bathroom for almost 30 minutes. Like she must have really had to go to the bathroom. And then as 50 minutes went by, I started to realize, I was like, yo, this girl just left in the middle of the date, you know what I'm saying? That was the first time that ever happened to me. To be honest, I didn't care. I didn't have to take her home. I guess she ordered an Uber or something. So I rate that date experience a solid 8 out of 10, you know? Not for her, but for the fact of the movie. That movie was pretty fire. But the movie was so damn slow though. So yeah, after she went home, I don't think I texted her or anything either. I was just like, yeah, she left, she gone. But yeah, man, don't take a girl to the movies on the first date, bro. But anyways, man, that's gonna end this video, bro. Today we had to talk about Canon events that every guy goes through and my experiences with them all. Cause mine are horrible, bro. And honestly, I have a whole list of stuff that we go through, but let me know if y'all want another video, bro. This low-key might be my longest video yet. So if you stayed to the end, I appreciate you. And if you liked and subscribed, I appreciate you too. Now this has been Octo Talks. I gotta edit this long video, but I will see y'all next time. Peace out.